Hey, what's up, beautiful souls? Happy Friday. Hope that your day and your week was filled with love and laughter, and I hope that you finish your week strong. Today, I wanted to talk about love and the five love languages. And the five love languages refer to the ways that people receive and feel love from their partner, from themselves, from their children, from whatever it may be. It's how you receive love as a person. And the five love languages are words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, acts of service, and quality time. So, what got me into this, and what this topic is relatively new to me, but with any relationship, I was running into a brick wall with Brittany, my fiance. And so it really got me questioning, because I would do anything for this woman, but we were just butting heads. And she felt like she was doing everything to make me happy, and I felt like I was doing everything to try to make her happy. But there was still a blockage there. There was still something that was making us butt heads and not receiving each other. And so a good friend of mine, a mentor, a healer of 30 plus years, beautiful soul, Lynn, recommended this book for me. And I'm so grateful that she did. And when she first recommended it, I was still a little bit of ego-driven guy. So I was like, oh, gee, thanks. And I threw it in my stack of books. But as of late, with Brittany and I really butting heads, I was like, you know what? It's time to read this book, Chad. It's time to do better. And it's time to basically fix my own self so I can fix the relationship. And a dear friend of mine, Mike, he's like, dude, if it's failing, you can do better. And I'm like, damn, all right, accountability. Fuck you, man. But he was so right. And so I picked the book off the shelf and I started reading. And it made so much sense, because when I was running into a brick wall with Brittany and she wasn't feeling my love, I was telling her she was beautiful. I was telling her how amazing she was. I was telling her how proud I was, just filling her with all these words of affirmation, because words of affirmation is my love language. You tell me you love me, you tell me I'm wonderful, you tell me I look good, and I feel loved. And that fills my love tank. Well, that is not Brittany's universal love language. She loves to hear compliments, but it doesn't fill her love tank, if you will. And so, me not knowing these exist, these different languages of how people receive love, the ignorance there was driving me crazy, because it's like, man, I tell you every day, I don't know how you don't feel my love. I tell you every day how amazing you are, beautiful. I do the laundry, I clean the house, not all the time. We share the workload, but it's, when she gets overwhelmed, I try to do everything so she can, take a load off, because she works 13-hour shifts at a hospital as a nurse. And man, I'm glad I'm not a nurse. Let's just say that, because these women and men are pushed to the max on the days they work. So I try to do all these things. So acts of service, words of affirmation, buying her gifts. I'm like, man, I do all this shit. Why are you still not feeling my love? Like, what the hell? So, reading this book, boom, quality time. Hello. She even tells me, like, I just want you to be present with me. I just want you to want to spend time with me. And I'm like, I spend time with you. What are you talking about? But the time wasn't quality. It was watching TV or playing on our phone, sitting on the couch, or, not quality time, not sitting down and engaging in conversation for more than 5 or 10 minutes, unless we were sitting at the dinner table, and that's the whole family. And that's a little different for a spousal relationship. So once I started reading this book, it's like, holy shit, it all makes sense. And a lot of the examples that Gary Chapman gives in this book is like, man, does he know my story? Did he write this about my relationship? Because holy shit. So if you're in a relationship, which you are because you're alive and you're human on this earth, you're in a relationship with at least yourself, if not your children, your parents, brothers, sisters, any relationship that you have. These love languages reign true. And Gary Chapman's actually wrote a book for love languages for teens, love languages for children, to help you build your relationships, no matter what it is. And this is so true and it makes so much sense for me now, because affirmations is really what helped rewire my mindset, my outlook on life. So it makes so much sense that words of affirmation are how I receive love. So keep those universal love languages in mind: quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, and receiving gifts. And examine your relationships. If you're butting heads with your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend, think about that. Think about the things that they say they would like the most, that you say you would like the most. And most likely that is going to be your love language. Things that would make you the happiest. So, physical touch too is not necessarily sexual interactions or sexual intercourse. It can be holding hands, hugging, cuddling, watching a movie. It's not about sex. It's about loving touch. And yes, sex is the ultimate loving touch, because it is the most divine connection between two souls. When you're truly in love and your souls dance and sexual intercourse, it's very powerful and very magical. And I'm grateful that Brittany and I share a deep intimacy in that field. So just food for thought. 5 love languages. Examine your relationships. Check in with yourself. What's your love language? Is it words of affirmation? Is it receiving gifts? How do you feel most love from your partner? And once you start to explore these and become aware of these and become more attuned to yourself and what your language is, learn about your partners. And the book talks about how so many relationships fail because mine is words of affirmation and Brittany's is quality time. Well, if we're trying to she's trying to spend quality time with me, and I'm just trying to tell her I love her, it's butting heads. And it talks about how it is so important for a lasting relationship to learn your partner's universal love language. So become bilingual in the love languages, and you are going to set your relationship and your life up for happiness and true love. So I hope this helps if you're in a struggling relationship, even if it's with yourself. Learn your love language and watch your love life excel. So I hope this helps. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful weekend, and I will see you guys very soon.